first of all, I will have my colleague, Jacob Sibor, who is a president at our American company, Lucas Precision, to introduce the company very quickly, and then I'll get back to the microphone and talk to you about our experience in the United States.
Good morning, I'm Jacob Sibor with Lucas Precision, and just for a quick introduction about the company that we have in the United States. The company is called Lucas Precision, and it was founded in 1901, which is a pretty long time ago, and it was also one of the reasons why we decided to go with that company and to buy the company, because it gave us a long tradition in the United States and also a very known name in the United States, because since 1901 the company produced over thousands of machine tools, which also now Fermat Group company is manufacturing, and it was very similar to our production back in the days, so it was a pleasure to work with them in the beginning and eventually be able to buy the company. Fermat Group bought Lucas Precision back in 2014, and to make the transition very smooth, we of course used lawyers, and advisors. But about that, Jiri Ferenc will talk a little bit more. We are based in Ohio, in the city of Cleveland, which we think is one of the best positions to be in, because we have quite central position in the United States, and we have quite easy traveling, to the east side or to the west side of the United States. The company Lucas Precision gave us a lot of opportunities, to be in the United States. One of the reasons why we bought Lucas Precision was to have a field service right over there, be able to react very fast on the demands that customer have, because the communication needs to be fast. People in the United States are very demanding. They want everything very quick. So this is one of the reasons why we also did this acquisition, and it also gave us a much bigger picture on how the United States or how United States companies are working. Another big point or big advantage that this acquisition gave us was to have a spare part warehouse, and also a warehouse for our machine tools that we can immediately sell, and we don't have to wait several weeks until the machines arrive in the United States. Additionally, we have very skilled personnel in the United States that again give us a bigger advantage comparing to some other competitors, because it again has like the homey feeling of communicating with somebody from the United States, and it's a pleasure to work with them, first of all. Annual sales of our machine tools is $6 million US, which is roughly 10% of the turnover of Fermat Group, which again there is a lot of stuff that we can improve, and we are improving every year. So yeah, this is from my side, and now I'm handing the word over to Jiri Ferenc, and will tell you more about that decision.
Okay, thank you, Jacob. So my name is Jiri Ferenc, and I'm a second generation at our family-owned company, Fermat Group, the owner or the mother company of our US subsidiary, Lucas Precision. In my part of the presentation, I'm going to talk very shortly of how we got to invest in the United States, talk about some benefits that investing in the United States brings, and also give you some tips or some lessons learned that we would have known before the acquisition. So, as a company, as Fermat Group, we started selling in the United States in 2009. First, we didn't have a direct representation. We were using a network of various dealers across the country. However, as we have learned, if you do not have your own company in the United States, there's only so much you can achieve. You simply, your capabilities are limited. That is why in 2014 we decided to go ahead and purchase Lucas Precision, which was essentially one of the companies that we were working with for since 2009. As Jacob mentioned, Lucas had a history of 100 years producing the same machinery that we produce. So for us, it was logical to connect our brand with Lucas and to continue the Lucas legacy under ourselves as the owners. So looking back 5 years after the acquisition, I think there are 5 major areas where we saw improvements and where everyone, I think this applies to everyone, no matter your respective field, that when you decide to make an acquisition in the United States, I think these are the 5 major areas that are going to bring you benefits, that are going to pay back. So the first point is a direct contact. You get direct contact with the customers. You don't have to rely on anyone to do your marketing, to talk to your customers, and you learn best what are the wants and the needs of your customers. Because when we were using the network of various dealers, we were getting all sorts of information that wasn't true, that they just told us to make it seem like they're actually visiting customers or they're working. So, this helped us a lot to understand the country. The second point is quality and reputation control. This especially applies to someone like ourselves or a company that makes a product. Because if you make a product, there are some technical issues. They can happen, it's normal. You need to respond quickly. And if you have a direct team in the United States, you can respond the second day or the third day. You can make the customer happy very quickly, because if the machine is down, the customer is losing money. If you're fast to help them, then it of course increases the brand value in the eyes of your customers compared to, for example, your competition that is not as quick to respond. The third point is increase of sales. By this I mean, especially in our field, and I guess in other fields as well, you will meet a certain group of customers that are just not going to give money to a foreign company. But if you have a direct company in the United States, you can talk to these customers as well. Point number 4, you get access to US talent. So you can easily hire American employees and learn from their unique experiences and skills. For example, in our experience, we saw that the American people, they have some unique ways of problem solving or of looking at problems that we don't have here in the Czech Republic. We're not used to it, and we were able to learn different strategies and different ideas of how to do problem solving. So this was also very good. And the 5th point is you can supply to the US government, because US government is a huge purchaser of all sorts of goods. They have tenders, public tenders. However, if you don't have a US company, it's almost guaranteed that in many cases you're not going to receive the contract, no matter how good your product is, no matter how good your price is, because they just prefer to give the contract to the US entity. So these were 5 benefits that I think everyone can expect should you go ahead with the decision to invest in the United States. Now, I would like to talk a bit about the lessons learned, which we had known before we made the acquisition, because investing in the United States, you will come across some areas that are not a big deal in the Czech Republic, but are crucial in the United States. And underestimating these areas can cause you headaches. I know what I'm talking about. And also, in the worst case, can mean substantial financial losses, which, of course, you want to avoid. So, as our colleagues from Denton mentioned, people, businesses in the United States have a tendency to sue, and they sue a lot. We are a 6 million business. We are not a Coca-Cola, and we're getting sued several times a year. We are getting sued mostly by people who have never heard about the business, who have never come in touch with us, but they still see it as our company in some list, and they just sue. For this, you need to have a strong local legal partner that understands your business and can dismiss the claims effectively and cheaply. This is very important. Otherwise, it's just I don't want to be rude, but it's not a nice thing to deal with. The second thing is due diligence, especially when it comes to environmental issues. Because here in the Czech Republic, it's not a big deal, but it's a great deal in the United States, and especially if you're making an acquisition or trying to maybe build a new building or something like this. Make sure you understand the environmental impact of your activity, and make sure you again talk to professionals and make sure there are no skeletons that could come to get you many years down the road, and again you don't have to deal with them. So that's it. Third thing is communication. Because our culture, the Czech culture, and the American culture are very different. I studied in the United States, and I still haven't learned the culture, so it takes time. And if you hire American people and you have Czech people here and you want them to communicate together, it's just difficult. They're not going to understand each other. It's going to seem like they understand each other, but really they don't understand each other. So you really need to spend a lot of effort to bridge the communication gap, to get two people together, to teach them to communicate effectively. And then when the communication works, you can see some real great things, real magic happen in your US company. And point number 4 is this applies to someone who wants to bring Czech employees for long term, because my colleague Jacob and Aneta sitting here are our new management that we brought because the old management retired, and we sort of underestimated that. We thought it would be very easy to get to with us, and we did some mistakes. We didn't hire the right lawyer, a local lawyer. We hired a lawyer, I don't know, in Arizona or somewhere, who didn't understand us, who didn't understand the business, and we got into huge dealings. And we were in a situation where you had the old management retiring, and you had the new management sitting here in the Czech Republic without a visa. So we were like, okay, let's slow down. Let's not be afraid to maybe spend a little more money, but get in touch with the right people at the embassy, or getting in touch with the right lawyers to make sure that your employees can get to the United States and get back and forth without any problems. So, and these are not necessarily negative points. It's just something it's just lessons learned. It's just something to be aware of, because everyone wants their investment to pay back as quickly as possible, and not being underestimating these areas could, of course, cost you someone. But at the end, I would say that the benefits of having your own company in the United States, of investing in the United States, greatly outweigh the cost. I would recommend everyone who's hesitant to go ahead with the decision, because you can just gain so much, you can gain much more than you can lose. And if you have any questions or anything you would like to ask us, just talk to me and my colleagues anytime. We have pretty much nothing to hide. We can really tell you our honest experience, give you some tips of what works, what doesn't work. And with that being said, I would like to thank the US Embassy for organizing this wonderful forum where we all can learn more about investing in the United States and meet some interesting people. So thank you very much for your attention, and I wish you all the best, not only in the United States.